The long-term effects from COVID can very easily leave you disabled. Anyone can get long COVID. Everyone is high risk.
And what a lot of people don't realise is that even a mild case of COVID can turn into long COVID, which can severely impact your life for far longer than you would imagine. The conversations around COVID often focus on two drastically different ends of the spectrum. Hospitalisations and death on the one hand, mild symptoms and quick recovery on the other. But I'm here to tell you that the distance between these two extremes is massive, and that's where long COVID lives. And having inhabited that space for the last year and a half, take my word for it, it's not a place you want to be. Long COVID is real, it's random, and it's characterised by periods of remission interspersed with intense symptom flare-ups. It can take many forms, and for me, that meant months after my diagnosis, I still couldn't walk around the block without getting lightheaded and needing to lie down, struggling to breathe. I was 23, and had just come off the back of 4 years of Division 1 college athletics, training 2 to 3 times a day, 6 days a week. And now I had such debilitating fatigue that I sometimes couldn't even get out of bed. These days, a relapse can be brought on by something as simple as walking the dog or going for a kick of the footy. The physical impacts are lessening over time. I can now go through long stretches where I'm mostly okay, but I'm still nowhere near normal.
So you want to know what long COVID is really like? Imagine waking up and your entire body feels like lead. You just feel so unwell and it's like your entire body's been in a tumble dryer all night. Your joints ache, your muscles are so weak, everything hurts. It genuinely feels like the worst hangover ever. This is happening every single morning. You've got the classic fatigue, heart palpitations and breathlessness, but you wake up every morning thinking, what other symptoms will there be today? Will there be nausea and no appetite? Will there be dizziness or a migraine? Or will there be the entire lot? The fatigue can be so severe sometimes, you feel like you physically can't move. It's like episodes of literal paralysis. The other physical symptoms can also be incredibly debilitating as well. If that's not enough, then there's also the emotional symptoms. Your entire brain chemistry has completely shifted, which makes you depressed and anxious. You have no motivation to do anything and you worry about everything and anything. And there's also the cognitive ones. Imagine your brain not being able to do the things it used to do so easily. You struggle to read and write, can't make decisions anymore or multitask, and your memory is just completely gone. You find yourself getting really easily confused, even though that's just not who you were before. And you also feel super lonely and misunderstood. And even if you have a good day with less symptoms, there will be consequences. Your symptoms will be worse in the near future. It's just so unpredictable.
For me, most of my time was taken up working or playing sport. And so a big part of what I did is gone. When I got COVID, I had no idea long COVID was a thing. I had no pre-existing health conditions that I was aware of at all. I was running 20 Ks on my Sunday, 60 or 70 Ks a week, playing footy on the weekend. Long COVID is basically having your body stopping you from doing the things that you want to do. I tested positive about 17 months ago now. It was, I guess, what people would describe as a really low-level initial infection. I wanted to return to running, went to the door, went for a run. I had really tight chest and breathing was incredibly difficult. And then I woke up the next day and I got hit really hard. And that lasted probably almost a month. I was like, okay, something's up. I have my headaches and my nausea. I also get numbness and pins and needles in my extremities. I get heart palpitations and chest pain. I get ringing ears. I get twitching eyes, all of these things that happen to my body that never used to happen to my body. My first appointment with the respiratory specialist, they confirmed that I had long COVID. I didn't know about long COVID. Maybe I should have. I did not consider myself, and I don't think most would consider me to be a high-risk person. A lot of the journey for me has been a balance, you know, of understanding what old Jordan was and what new Jordan's capable of. People think they're invincible. They're not. Anyone can get long COVID. The best way to not get long COVID is to not get COVID in the first place.
I started keeping a note of my symptoms so that when I had a doctor's appointment I could discuss those symptoms, because I might forget. And when I got to 100 symptoms, I thought, I'm going to stop counting now. I got COVID in May 22 and never recovered. Long COVID is something you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. For close to a year now, I've felt extremely fatigued and in so much pain, like someone's standing on my chest all the time. My thinking isn't clear, I forget things. I am on 2 different kinds of heart medication now. I don't know if that's permanent. I feel like sometimes there's bugs crawling around under my skin. Every single part of me has been affected. Looking back, we had a wonderful life. Extremely busy, social. We never stopped. My relationship with my kids is completely different because I hardly spend time with them. My relationship with my husband has become one of a carer and a patient rather than husband and wife. I haven't been able to be there for them for close to a year. Now I'm lucky if I am awake in the mornings to see them off to school. It's literally ripped our lives apart. Anyone can get long COVID, and the best way to not get long COVID is to not get COVID in the first place.
All of the 65 million plus of us that are going through this, if we had our time again, would have had air purifiers in our homes and demanded them in all of our offices, hospitals and schools, as they're proven to massively help with the airborne virus. And we would have worn these. Yes, they work. No, they won't kill you.
Dr. Lisa Brousseau actually did the research on how well our masks protect us.
There's a bunch of things that matter.
First, the material. Cloth masks offer the least protection, and surgical masks are marginally better. Dr. Brousseau says both are good for errands that take a few minutes, and that's about it.
Put it on, go into a store, and don't stay there very long. Once you go into a store, and you know you're going to be there for more than a couple minutes, you got to wear a respirator.
A KN95 mask like the one I'm wearing right now is going to offer you more protection than a surgical or cloth mask, but not quite as much as a respirator like this one, which will say the model number like N95 on it. It'll have a TC number on it as well, and it should say NIOSH spelled correctly.
Should have 2 straps. If it has ear loops, it's not a respirator.
So how much better are the respirators?
You get minutes with a cloth mask or a surgical mask, and you get hours with a respirator.
Dr. Brousseau's research showed protection for over an hour if you wear a respirator. If everyone around you also wears one, it jumps to more than 6 hours. And make sure they fit well, an investment that gives you protection in return.
You'll get